My name is Miss Lizzie. I don't ever smoke the dizzy, but we can always share some ditties. It's just a cup in time. This song doesn't have to rhyme. Life's all of us, not every moment we can be feeling fine. I wanna share a moment, just a second if you will, maybe even a cup of thrill. We could share this performance. It's tea time, come sit with me.
Well, welcome guys, Miss Liz in the house. That's right, I am back and I have the incredible Kate Assaraf in the house. If I mispronounce her name, I'll get her to say it when she gets up on the screen. But today we're going to be talking about her product, and that's called Dip already. That's right, we're going to talk about some hair products and some body oils and all that good stuff. I did a little bit of research and homework on her, so we're going to have a good, interesting conversation. And tonight's tea is realistic, sustainable, and people that love hair. That is a tea we are serving tonight in the Tea Time House of Miss Liz. But before we get started, you guys know how Miss Liz rolls. Roll over to YouTube, Facebook, LinkedIn, Twitter, Twitch, all of those good platforms, and give that a like, follow, and subscribe, and get these tea times out to individuals who may resonate with these tea times, because I guarantee one will with everyone out there. So let's get the disclaimer going, and then I'll give a little intro into Kate, and then we'll get Kate in here, and we'll spill some tea and have some fun tonight. Disclaimer for Miss Liz's Tea Time live shows. Miss Liz's Tea Time is a global platform dedicated to sharing real-life stories, diverse perspectives, and meaningful conversations that inspire awareness, healing, and connection. I, Miss Liz, is going live using StreamYard. Before leaving a comment during the live broadcast, please grant StreamYard permission to display your name at StreamYard.com. Please be advised that all the content brought forward during any Tea Time show is presented in good faith. However, discussions may include opinions, beliefs, and perspectives that do not necessarily represent the views of Miss Liz or the Tea Time platform. Information shared by guests is based on their own experiences and is perceived to be accurate at the given time of airing. All guests, viewers, and participants are responsible for using their own good judgment when considering any action or decision that may relate to these discussions. Some episodes may cover sensitive topics, including but not limited to trauma, abuse, grief, mental health, and other emotionally triggering subjects. Listeners and viewers' discretion is strongly advised. Tea Time with Miss Liz is an open discussion forum designed to offer insight, inspire awareness, and create connection. It is not a substitute for professional, medical, legal, or therapeutical advice. If you require professional support, please seek assistance from qualified professionals or trusted resources in your area. If you have any questions regarding this disclaimer or the content of this discussion, you are welcome to contact me, aka Miss Liz, directly at my email, bookingmissliz@gmail.com, or visit my link tree at Miss Liz's Tea Time. By choosing participating in, comment on, or view these live shows, you acknowledge and accept this disclaimer. Your participation is entirely voluntary. I, Miss Liz, welcomes you to join the conversation with an open heart, and if at any time you feel this platform is not right for you, I respect your decision and welcome you back whenever you are ready. Tea Time with Miss Liz is serving truth and awareness one cup at a time. Well, welcome everyone to another Tea Time with Miss Liz, where truth is poured, stories are served, and transformation is always on the table. Today, I'm thrilled to welcome a guest who brings fire, humor, and fierce innovation to the Tea Time table. Kate Assaraf, founder of Dip, the sustainable forward hair care brand, breaking all the old rules. Kate isn't here to fit into an industry. She's here to flip it. Her work challenges the beauty standards were accepted for too long, replacing plastic and pretense with real people, real values, and real change. She proves that you can care about the planet, build a community, and still keep your rebellious spark intact. So grab your cup, open your hearts, and get ready for a refreshing, truth-filled, rule-breaking tea time with Kate Assaraf, a woman who shows us that reintervention and rebellious can be beautiful. Let me get Kate in here and let's spill it. And if you guys notice Miss Liz is having trouble with her speech tonight, it's just a flare-up. I'm fine, guys. Welcome, Kate.
Hello. Hi. Nice to meet you and everybody out there.
Well, Kate, let's start with who Kate was as a little girl and who Kate is now.
As a little girl, I spent a lot of time outside. I'm the youngest of four, and I was a latchkey kid that was just basically outside all the time. I grew a really deep appreciation for nature, and that tree climbing, getting lost in the woods kind of kid. And I think I remain that way as an adult. Even my happiest times now, I try and jog in the woods and spend time in the woods all 4 seasons here in the Northeast. And yeah, and that I think is just part of always being in nature since I was a child.
So, Kate, and how young were you when you started breaking the rules? Because you're a little rebel. So,
Yeah, I had my mom was very much a rule breaker herself, and she fit into zero molds. And she was amazing. She was an anthropologist when she was in her 20s. She grew up in England and moved to Iran and started teaching. She spoke English and then moved to Iran. And at university level, at age 23, she taught French and German in Farsi. So she was like a fast learner wizard, and then she got her PhD in anthropology, moved over to the United States, and she did everything. She was like a world class knitter, roller skater. She was just probably the most amazing person ever. I was very lucky to have had her as long as I did, and she just never fit into any box. She was never one of those people that didn't think of herself as capable, and from that I just I never let anyone tell me I couldn't do anything, and it's very, very much a testament to her.
yeah, I always tell everyone that tells me I can't, I'm just like, watch me.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah,
watch
she
me.
totally. She had 4 kids, and that didn't stop her from getting her PhD. Like that was that totally did a career change when she was well into her 50s. She started learning Mandarin when she was in her 60s. Like, she just never let anyone tell her she was too old. And she also already, like, she always told me that education is not like a time in your life. It's a consistent thing that you have to keep at it's an important part of life. And I really love that about her.
Well, it shows in what you do as well. When I was doing my homework on you, I was just like, oh, she's a real rebel, this one. The kind of the ones I like, the ones that are outside of the box, right? I don't like inside the box. I like to be that one that thinks outside. So I love the logo Dip, like
Thank
the
you.
wiggle and everything. So how did you come up with the logo of Dip?
So when you're starting a brand, the most frustrating thing is what to name it, and what to and whether that name is going to pass through trademarks, and whether that name is going to be something you can create a cool image for. And so I tried to trademark a few different things, but Dip was like the number one thing I wanted it to be. And I love the idea of the bar shampoo and conditioner. You have to dip it in water, apply water for it to activate and be able to be used. So I loved the idea of the logo looking like it was just dipped in water. And the other thing, I don't know that you noted, I can like pull it up here, but on the box, the eye doesn't have, and it's backwards, but the eye doesn't have a dot. It was funny. The dot is only in the bottom of the logo. And funny enough about branding, it's like if I've been in branding for a long time, but when we've had the eye dotted, it looked like a kid's product, but when we took it off, it looked older for some reason.
Oh, isn't that interesting?
Super weird.
Yeah. No, and I think that's interesting for anybody that's doing branding or anything out there.
Yeah.
Because when I first got the approach for you to be on Tea Time, I was like, Dip. Oh, is that like hair dye? Like, is that like hair products? And then when I started doing the homework, I was like, oh, she's not that at all.
Yeah. Yeah. And it's part of it is just I love a playful product, and I think sustainability is just not very playful, and I think they're missing the mark. A lot of brands are so intent on preaching and finger waggling people into sustainability. I don't think it works. Like, I don't know how many women but the women I know are super funny and weird and smart. And I don't think they appreciate being talked to like they can't figure out that a plastic bag is something that you can substitute. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. No, I get where you're coming from. I like the nerds. I like the
So,
ones that, don't tell me how to do it. Let me show you that there's a different way to do it.
yeah.
What I found on your site was the things that you ignored. I found them really, really interesting. And I was just like, yeah, that's the way to go. You ignored a lot of things from a lot of people when you started this brand.
Yeah.
Um, and how did that come at you? Like how did
You know, there's a very traditional way to start a beauty brand, and it banks on your customers not really, I don't know how to explain it. It banks on your customers not being very savvy. Do you know what I mean? Like when you start a
oh,
beauty brand, a lot of the times they're like, okay, pepper it, like seed the market with influencers, and then hire a bunch of people to be like fake UGC people, and then you know use these review companies. They'll buy the product and make it look like they're real reviews, and then you just pepper them into the into the system, and then you can syndicate those reviews, and it'll look like a million people have bought your stuff and a million people love it. And I actually wanted to not do that, and I wanted to turn the industry and everything I learned about beauty marketing and just consumer goods marketing in general, and kind of flip it on its head and see like, hey, can I build something via word of mouth? Can I make something that people genuinely love? And I did, but in the beginning, I didn't know that's how it was going to be. But I kind of let the advice we ignored be my guardrails on how I was going to build the company.
yeah. And a lot of people told you like to the influencers and that as well, right? Like to
Yeah.
get it out there. So everybody's loving dip. But I love your approach of working with small businesses
Mhm.
and community businesses because that's where you're really building a relationship with
Yeah,
your customer. And that the word of mouth will go a lot further than that influencer will. The influencer
totally.
is going to hold it for 1 minute or a little video, and then they're going to get like 100 million views. But
Yeah,
there's only going to be like 10 bars sold. Where you go into a home business or a small mom and pop business, you're going to build that customer and that relationship first, and then they're going to want more.
yeah. Well, sustainability is not a solo sport. It requires everyone to participate. And I think that the people that are participating in the most genuine way are the zero waste and refill store owners. I think that they are tasked with something very, very difficult, which is getting people like local to them to care about refilling their laundry detergent, refilling, their pasta or whatever that store offers. The one by me, I'm so lucky, has like spices, pasta, I just refilled today. I was there earlier today. I got the like dried mango cheeks. Like I can refill everything at my store. It's amazing. But I discovered that, through Dip, I discovered this network of amazing small store owners. And the cool thing about them is that they vet all the products that they bring into their store. So they've tried every shampoo and conditioner bar, and most of the ones I know bring in Dip because they see it as the best. And then from there, if I can send someone into one of those stores to purchase Dip instead of buying it from me online, then they can be like soft serve sustainability with other products that have also been vetted. And that is the bigger picture. Like I already know that the shampoo and conditioner Dip that I make is great because it's sold in salons, it wins awards. That's part one piece of it. But the bigger picture is getting people into these refill stores and making sure that someone has the confidence to purchase something there that they didn't expect, like, oh, I don't have to buy paper towels anymore. Oh, I don't have to buy saran wrap anymore. Oh, I don't have to buy a big jug of, hand soap anymore. Like these stores offer real solutions that inspire meaningful change for anyone that goes in.
And your products that you make them last long too.
Yeah. Yeah. That's
And
really,
that was one of the things people were telling you too. Don't make it last so long.
yeah. Yeah, the conditioner bar, the shampoo bar goes faster. Maybe someone might buy 2 to 4 of those a year, but the conditioner bar is like my own secret. I call it call it my middle finger to the beauty industry because you can buy it once and you don't have to buy it for a whole nother year for most people. And with
Wow.
how long is your hair?
My hair, oh, it's pretty long.
Yeah.
I'm gonna
So you could
cut it then.
probably do 10 months, 10 to 14 months with the conditioner bar.
Oh, wow.
So, and it performs like really high-end salon stuff. I took the formula very, very seriously. And there are people that write to me that say that it's one of the best conditioners they've ever used.
So what got you into making the conditioner and shampoo? Like, was it for your own hair? Like, how did you get into that?
So I've been in the beauty industry for 20 years about, and I very much was disappointed with the current product offering when I started. It was almost like I had a graveyard of bars that I just didn't work for me. They were just like tombstones in my shower, all these bars that I just didn't want to use again. And I kept going back to my really pricey salon stuff. And character is really, like I was telling everyone about how I was reducing my plastic, but really character is what you do when no one's looking. And when no one was looking in the shower, I was using expensive bottled stuff. And so I was like, you know what? I've been in the beauty industry. I think I can solve this. I think I can make something that is so good that the plastic free part isn't part of the story. That's not the reason someone buys it. They buy it because it's great. They buy it because the ingredients are effective and earth friendly. And then they buy it because it saves them a lot of money. And right now, as the economy is contracting a little bit, it's really, really nice to have a conditioner bar for myself that saves me about $500 a year in conditioner.
Wow. I
And
never even thought how much we spent on hair
oh man,
products, right?
yeah. Well, some people have different vices, right? Like my vice was really beautiful hair products. My sister's vice was she loves high heeled shoes. She has like them in every color and like every height. My thing is I love fancy hair products. I love the way they look and smell. And I wanted to be able to convert someone like me. I was like my own worst enemy when it came to sustainability. Because I want all the potions and the serums and things, but actually my conditioner bar replaces all of them.
Oh, wow. Well, we had some questions that came in for you a few minutes ago, so I just want to get those out to you. The first one is, you describe yourself as a sustainable disruptor. What moment made you say, I'm done following the rules? It's time to rewrite them.
Well, there was a moment, and I'm gonna say this moment shaped how I built my business now. There was a moment where I worked in the beauty industry. I was in my early 20s. Part of my job was going around to different like home shopping network channels and helping the team. I was the marketing person on the team behind the scenes that would draw wrinkles. My job was to draw wrinkles with eyeliner, very faint, on someone's forehead. And then when they got on screen, the person applying the skin cream or makeup or whatever would wipe them off magically as if the cream made them go away. And I remember feeling such an ick and thinking, like, I never want to sell things in this way to people. Like,
Wow.
if you're a part, there's something about being a woman and being, I have a big group of girlfriends, and just out of respect for like any group of girlfriends that's congruent to mine, just treating them with respect and treating them with kind of like not giving them like this weird false hope about a product, like a beauty product. It's that job shaped how I run Dip so much. I really wanted to just run in the complete opposite direction of anything I'd ever been told.
Well, and learning through those experiences, right, is what leads you to do what you do today.
Mhm.
Some of those icky jobs are just like, no, we're not doing that.
Yeah.
Live that, done that, not doing that again. The next question came in is, after years in the beauty industry, you saw how marketing excluded real women. How did the realization shape the creation of Dip?
So real women, I mean, that's open to interpretation. But yeah, this idea that only like bubbly blondes need beautiful hair is crazy to me, because My mom, up until I talk about her in the past tense, she passed away, but even she's a person that taught me about hair, and into her old age, she always cared about the way her hair looked. And, you know, there's all different kinds of hair types out there. They all need respect, and they all need sustainability, because if you ask 100% of the people on this planet, I think you're going to find out they all live here on Earth.
Yeah.
So it's important to make sure that everyone feels reflected in the marketing. And, sometimes when I see this kind of bubbly, young only kind of avatar put in marketing, I feel like it's doing a real disservice to all the different kinds of hair out there. And for me, I don't have a lot of hair. And when I see a lot of the times this huge volume, obviously extensions put into hair, and then that becomes the baseline for people to see hair and volume and all it actually, I think, is makes people very depressed about their own volume, which is totally normal.
Yeah. And it's kind of like false, right?
Yeah.
Like you're putting all this fake hair in, and then you got to take it out. Why not just be yourself? Like, be you. Like,
Yeah.
shine who you are. That statement, real woman, it what is a real woman? I want to know what a real woman is, because we're all women, you know.
Yeah.
We all shine differently, and we're all unique in our own ways. So, we all have different ways of seeing things. The next one we have is Dip has grown into a B-figure brand without influencers, without plastic, and without big box backing. What's your secret to scaling through integrity instead of illusion?
So my success is because of my customers. I actually don't attribute a lot of the success to me or any secrets. I am so thankful for the people who purchase our products, because many of them go into it very skeptical of that they do what I say they do, right? And then once someone discovers that they not only work great, they're great for the environment, they're safe to use on their children, they detangle when they come out of their hair, when they come out of the pool or oceans, they solve a problem there. They start to buy it for everyone in their universe. Like, it's, even though the conditioner bar lasts a year, I'll see the same person buy it several times and just send it to different addresses, because it's like their gift that they give to people. And I'm so lucky and thankful. This is how my customers have responded to the product. And the same thing with our small stores. Some of them have started with small orders, and because I don't put Dip on Amazon, my small stores don't have to compete with a 24-hour business that churns through and puts discounts on there. And so some of my small stores have started with like $400 orders, and now some of them are selling, $50,000 to $75,000 worth of Dip a year in their one single store. And that is very, it makes me feel very, very lucky. And because of that, and because of, like, my mom kind of embedded in me this karma that you always pay things forward. That's why we sent $50,000 to Surfrider. We send it to them because I know they can change plastic laws, and they send people to Congress to help change plastic laws better than I could as an individual. And, whenever we have a really great sales day, I pay it forward. I'll find a GoFundMe. I'll just send it out. Because I think that this is the kind of capitalism that people are looking for. And even though we do it kind of quietly, I don't really actually talk about this very much, but even though we do it quietly, I just think it's really, really important to when you take your customers' money, to do right by them, and to just make sure that you're using these profits in the best way.
I want to know more about that Surfrider, because I did my homework. I found them. That's a nonprofit that you work with. Tell us a little
Yes.
bit about Surfrider, because I've never heard of them.
Oh man. So Surfrider, they're kind of a big nonprofit, and what they do a lot of things actually, but they raise money to help protect the ocean. So their tagline is the ocean needs more friends. And so surfers are in the water every day all over the world, and the plastic crisis is very, very personal to them. I also surf. I'm not a very good surfer, but I can surf, and I really, really enjoy it. But they go around, they set up beach cleans I've even been at concerts where Surfrider is present and they have people out there picking up all the garbage and teaching people about reducing plastic at concerts. And then they also send people to Congress to advocate for all of these shorelines, and trying to stop the offshore drilling, trying to stop all of these things that impact the ocean and also impact everyone who just loves the sea.
And that's what I mean. I learned something all the time from my guests because I did not know about Surfrider. I did a little bit of homework on it when I did my questions and stuff like that and research on you, Kate, but I did not know about it. So thanks for sharing that. And for my listeners out there that might not know about it, now they do know about it, and check them out. Like, it's a nonprofit and they do amazing stuff for the ocean.
And they're everywhere. Like, they're in Maine, they're in Florida, they're Puerto Rico, LA, Malibu, like everywhere. Just anywhere there's a beach, even at the Great Lakes, they exist.
So Kate, where can people find your product?
Sure. They can find the products on dipalready.com. And then if you go to our website, you can also see our store locator and you can see if it's sold actually in your town. So you don't even have to, if you click on the store locator, it'll pull up the place closest to you. And if there's a spot in your town, I ask you to go and shop there. And you can also, you don't have to believe me that they're great. You can go talk to the store owner or the stylist or the salon owner, and they can tell you without me listening or without me influencing, like, what they actually think of the products and why they stock them on their shelves.
So what is it about the local shopping that's for you?
Well, the biggest thing is that, so the small stores are such an important part to the authenticity, for and community building of your town, and for paying taxes. So if you care about, I can talk about it from all different levels. So if you care about your town and you want your teachers in your town to be paid more, and you want your librarians to be paid, and you want your firefighters to be paid, and you want your town to not all be all spirit Halloweens, then you should shop there. It's the best for your schools, everything. Even if you don't have kids, but you like to see kids teams, sports teams, like getting out and getting on the field, like the small stores are the ones pretty much that do those sponsorships. And if you care about, not sending all of your money over to Amazon, so that Amazon can't lay off 30,000 people in one sweep and just be like, oh, well, it's really important for you to shop in your town. And the other piece is that when there is so much, I just like to call it digital pollution. There's so much digital pollution with consumer goods. Like, you never know if the review you're reading is real. You never know. Now the AI has become so prominent in marketing. You actually never know if the person you're looking at is a person, and whether they're just reading like a script said by the brand. When you go into a small store, you kind of bypass all of the noise, the digital noise that is out there. And I make much less money when people shop in store. Like, that's not about the money at this point. It's about having respect for the consumer and letting the consumer go and investigate your products in a real way.
I appreciate that, because I'm the same way. It's not about the money. It's not about the currency. It's about the relationship. It's about building community and supporting local. I have a lot of guests that are from out of town, but the reason that I have them from out of town is so that they can come to town, so they can shop locally in Cornwall. Like, come to Cornwall, come and see Miss Liz in Cornwall, but we have to open those doors. We have to have those communications and conversations and relationships in order to build together.
And I have, so in my town, there's like a candy shop, and I like to go and buy candy at the candy shop. There's also, I'm so lucky, there's a little tiny bookstore. When I go in there, the person who works in the bookstore knows what books I like and knows like what to recommend to me. And there's something magical about bringing that kind of relationship back. I really, really love. And one time I saw the bookstore lady in the supermarket, and it was nice to know her and just have that thing, because I don't know, since 2020, a lot of people have kind of been isolated away from all of that interaction. And if we could just slowly get people to bring it back and feel like they're part of a community again, That it's not like shopping's not the only way to do that, obviously, but it's one of the ways to do that.
And we got to get back to community. We got to get back to supporting one another. We did it during COVID. We found our ways. We got creative. Now let's get creative in the community. Let's get shopping and going local and all that good stuff. We have a couple more questions here for you. You've answered some of them during our conversation, so I'm not going to ask those questions, but during our conversation and getting them out, those questions are being asked. So you invest in local refill shops rather than selling direct online. Why is decentralizing retail power such an important part of your mission? And you kind of got that out, so I'm just reading the question out. Your brand celebrates realistic, sustainable people. What does that mean to you, and how do you encourage authenticity over perfection?
So there's a few things. One is that you're in sustainability. You're never really sustainable enough for the trolls. You're never really sustainable enough for the critics. And so no matter what I do, I think that there's finger wagglers in the corner being like, you should have done it this way. You should have done it that way. But that doesn't help. It doesn't help anyone. It really actually turns people off from trying to be sustainable at all, because if they can't do it the way other people think they should, and if they're only going to be met with criticism for trying to take the baby steps and not doing like the full leap, it's too difficult, and it's uninspiring. And so I want people to feel included. I want people to feel like they can be part of the dip universe, whether they vote one way or the other, whether they see sustainability as being vegan, or whether they see sustainability as being a hunter who, hunts their own food. So, I mean, there's so many ways to be sustainable. And I think we need to just kind of remember that most people are trying their best, and if they're not trying their best, at least if they're curious about trying, jumping into the movement a little bit, that we just make it easier for them with open arms.
What advice would you give to women entrepreneurs who feel pressured to play by traditional business rules just to survive?
Well, I would say, pressures are everywhere. I don't know what it's like to be a man, but to be a woman, like, pressure's everywhere in all sorts of ways,
You shouldn't have out there.
Yeah, you should climb the corporate ladder. No, you should be a stay-at-home, whatever. I mean, everyone has, like, something weird about being a woman is just people are constantly trying to, like, throw advice at you that you don't ask for. So I would say my unsolicited advice to anyone is to just let the advice roll off your shoulders and go with your gut on what you know about your own human experience. For me, like, I know that I am insulted when a brand is trying to talk to me like I'm an idiot. And I'm insulted when a brand is trying to get me to add to cart before I really know anything about them. And so, I didn't build my website for fast conversions. I built it so people could go in and kind of deep dive onto different things about the company and really learn about it, because we're not in this, like, there's a million ways to get great hair, but there's not a million ways to spend your money that you feel good about anymore. And so I'm trying to let people feel good about where they're putting their money.
I like that deep dive, and that goes back to the surf rider, right? It goes back to surfing. What do you like about surfing, Kate?
I like that it's really, really hard. I like to do things that are not easy to do. Even when I learned to skateboard, in my 30s. I learned to surf in my 20s. Like, I studied economics and math because it was really hard. I didn't grasp it all very fast, but I like to work hard at things. It feels good. It feels good to do hard things. That's really
I like that. I like that mindset. We can do hard things. I think it's Jennifer Nettle that sings that song from Sugarland. I do hard things. I like it. I've never surfed a day in my life, but I can imagine how hard it is.
It's so hard, but you could do it. You could do it, but you might do it 1 out of 50 waves. But that one that you get is so worth it that it's like, it's really, really fun.
Right? You get on the surfboard and you're up, and then all of a sudden, poof, you're down. Then you're
You're
back up. I can see why you like it because you fall and you're up. You fall and you're up. I like,
Yeah.
and
It's
that's what an entrepreneur is, right? They fall to
oh,
get up, fall to get up.
yeah. I'm making it sound really easy to be an entrepreneur. It's really hard. But I enjoy it. I enjoy the worst days. I still enjoy it. I still spring out of my bed on terrible entrepreneurial days, but I really love what I do, and I love, the impact it has on the planet, and
Yeah.
it's fun.
I get why you like the hard things, the up and down, up down. I I have so many people. You should do it this way. You should get out of here because I don't just do podcasting. I do a lot of other stuff and I'm creating stuff. And I'm just like, no, I'm not doing it that way. Well, you're never gonna make money that way. Well, you know what? That's the way I'm gonna do it.
Yeah, who cares?
So
You know
right,
what? Money is one of these things that it's not the reason to do something. It just helps, but it's not the reason. The
yeah.
reason is you have to have a bigger purpose than money because there's a million ways to make money. It's just you have to do something. It's not going to make your like heart sing. And I'm not saying that everyone has to follow their passions, but I think that people can tell that I really love what we do and how we do it. And, I have a team of employees now that I really love to employ. I have so much pride in having these employees who are so amazing and really into what we're doing. And you know, it's my joy to be able to give jobs to people. That is like a huge deal. And I take it very seriously. I take it as seriously as I take my customers. Like I just I feel very lucky to be in that position.
Well, you have to have the purpose, right? Or you're doing it for the wrong reasons. If you're doing it for the money, then it's not gonna sell. Uh,
Yeah,
I want to talk about the ambassador program that you have, Kate.
sure.
Tell us a little bit about it.
So the ambassador program is so in the vein of kind of authenticity. I wanted to make sure that the ambassadors were people that have tried the product already. So outside of someone who, has shared a podcast with me, or any of that space, where it's like a thank you to like join. Mo- all of our ambassadors are people that have been customers already. And I think it's really important because at, at the end of having a bar shampoo or conditioner, when you use the product the whole way through, the end is like the end of a martini is like not that fun. The end of the bar is like not that fun.
She had to bring the martinis in.
Well, you know what I'm saying? You get to that like tiny little sip at the bottom of the triangle. Not that fun, but that doesn't mean the whole journey wasn't great. And so that's the same way it is with bar shampoo and conditioner. You're gonna get to the point where it's very small and annoying. And I want my ambassadors to know that and to be able to speak about that when they recommend dip to someone else. It's no good to have a million ambassadors that have tried the first few swipes of the bar. It's the people that have really like been in it.
Right to the end.
Yeah. No, that because the end stinks and I don't pretend that it doesn't. I have solutions for it, of course, like within the product line, but the reality is that no one needs to know how much someone loves the first few swipes. They've got to be in it for the long haul.
And I noticed you said board meetings from a paddle boat. What's that all about?
So, we try and keep it really, really fun. Call it Dipland here in Dipland, with the employees and the customers. But I live near a little swimming lake, and sometimes our best brainstorms come when we're out. We get rid of the technology and we go out into the water and we just talk without any distractions. And so those are our board meetings, whether it's there or whether it's like on a surfboard.
That's where the paddle boat comes in. I love
Yeah.
it. Get away from the computer, get away from all this technology stuff, and
Oh,
just get
man.
outside and think.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think more board meetings need to be taking place outside. Uh,
I agree.
I want to talk about your tea. You kind of gave a little bit about your tea, but you gave me the three words of realistic, sustainable, and people love air. That was the tea you gave me. Tell me why you gave me those three words.
Um, well, I mean, I've kind of covered them a lot. But the one that I want to scream the most is the sustainability part. the sustainability, I think, has been done wrong. And it's become my purpose to get people excited about it again. I think there was a time during the pandemic when everyone was really, really excited about, slowing down and seeing, people were going on more nature walks. People were seeing the dolphins come into the Venice canals and seeing things, suddenly nature seemed happier without humans around. And then you saw this influx of sustainable brands that seem to want to capitalize on people being into it. And those sustainable brands seem to, many of them, I'm not going to say all of them, but many of them seemed not very thoughtful. They seemed like they didn't really think about the consumer, through the lifeline of the product. And so I saw an issue with that. And I really wanted to bring sustainability back into like feeling rock and roll and feeling, and just having a company that really did go against the grain wherever we could, that made sense.
Absolutely. And I asked you to describe yourself in one word, and you gave me the word giggly.
Giggly. I am giggly.
What's giggly? What's giggly all about?
When I am giggly. Like everything makes me laugh. Sometimes when I see very serious beauty marketing, I just start laughing. I'm like, who is this for? Who is this speaking to? This thing that's cost $1 million to run and create, and like who is excited about what this is? I see it a lot with like perfume ads. I see it a lot with like even my competitors. I'm like, this is like making me laugh more than it is getting me excited to buy anything. And most people I know are like, they're fun. They want to laugh, and we can laugh about stuff together if we're on the same team and we're kind of fighting the same fight,
So if I see you at a beauty festival or something and you're giggling, you're giggling because of what they're selling or how they're selling it.
Yeah, I'm giggling all the time. Sometimes I'm in a situation because I don't even feel like a CEO. It's like a very silly title when you're like, I mean, it's a title on paper. I guess I'm responsible for a lot of things now, but like sometimes I'm in situations and I just think they're hilarious that I'm at that table. Like, what am I doing here? And I'm 42, I'm almost 43, and I still can't believe, don't you still sometimes just feel like a kid?
Yeah, absolutely. I like to play. I like to have fun.
I know, I can tell.
I'm 51 and I like to have fun.
Yeah, and I don't think we ever stop. Like, I don't think we ever stop really wanting to have fun, and so I try and keep that part of the whole. I don't want to use the word vibe of the brand, but I just think you sell more if people don't feel like they're being yelled at.
Yeah. So Kate, who does Dip target the most? Like, who's the number one customer for Dip?
So that it's kind of actually it's hard to say this in a nice way, but the target of Dip is actually people that feel like they've been burned by sustainability before and are just about to give it one last shot before they give up. That seems to be the bulk of our customers, people that, decided to pay more for something and then, to save the earth, and then felt very burned and disappointed by that decision and are ready to just go back to the bottles. That was me. It's like that feeling is not like a specific kind of person. It's that it's a feeling, and that drives people to Dip. They're like, all right, I'll give it one last try if someone says it's good. And then usually people stay.
I like that because you don't have a certain age range.
Mm-hmm. No.
You might have a 91-year-old coming in and say, you know what, this is your last shot. I'll give it a try. I'll go for the dip. Let me take the dip.
Yeah.
It's like in Ontario and Canada, we do the northern dip, right? Where we jump into the freezing water and then we jump into the sauna. It's like taking a dip, taking a chance in life and just getting into the water and giving it a try. If you don't like it, then you can always say, well, you know what? I got a bar for what? You said 12 to 14 months, one bar?
Yeah. Yeah.
So you got to dip for a long time. Like if you keep trying it.
Yeah. And when you come out of that very cold plunge, you could dip the bar in water, run it down your hair, and instantly detangle. But do you do have you done that cold plunge?
Yes, I have.
Doesn't it feel like your body's on fire when you come out? I thought that was the craziest thing. Even though it's freezing cold, when you come out and your body feels like it's in flames. I've never experienced that before. I mean, I've experienced it once and that was enough.
Well, I think the best way to explain that dip is the ice challenge they had, the ice bucket challenge for
Mhm.
ALS a couple of years ago, where
Yeah.
people were dumping ice on top. That's
Yeah.
kind of the way to explain that shock. Like, oh, it
Yeah,
burns, but then it feels good. It feels refreshing. It's really hard to explain, right? So
that's true.
we got some lightning bolt questions here for you. So I just need some fast answers. Yellow feels like, and yellow is your favorite color. So what does it feel like to you?
Yellow. Yellow feels like the sun on my face when you're napping in a hammock.
One word that describes your energy.
Oh, I'm going to go back to yellow, or I'll say golden. I'll go golden.
Oh, she likes all the yellow brands here.
Mhm.
Your go-to hair product besides dip, of course.
Ooh, my go-to hair product besides dip. So since I was a kid, I've been using Sebastian Potion number 9. If it's a super, super humid day, I would put Sebastian Potion number 9 in.
Oh, I've never heard of it. I'll have to check it out. The potion number 9, right?
Yeah, the formula's changed. It used to be clear and now it's like this weird orange color, but I don't know, it's one of these things that's just been tried and true. I've been buying it since maybe I was 11. It's been around for a long time.
I'll
Middle
have to
school.
look it up. But is that something in the States?
Yeah. Oh, well, I don't, it is in the States, but I don't know whether it's other places too. It's a very old product. Now it was hot when I was in 7th or 8th grade, but like, um, but when I have like a big one and I've probably had this big one. It's probably expired, to be honest. I don't use it that often, but like, I can't.
That's where the potion is.
Yeah. I'm just going to use it until it's gone. I don't even know
It kind of makes you giggle, right? Potion number 9. It's almost like love potion, right? Like the love
Yeah.
potion is here. We take it all away. Some of the marketing and some of the commercials, like you said, like I giggle at them too. I'm just like, what are you selling here? Like, favorite local refill shop that inspired you?
So the very first refill store I ever went into was called Good Bottle Refill Shop, and that was in 2019. That was the first time I ever discovered that kind of shopping was possible. And it's owned by someone named Deanna, and she really blew my mind. She made this. It was not only just like a refill store, how you kind of like imagine. It was very upscale and beautiful, and she was bubbly and fun and giggly, and I was like, this is amazing. And she was the very first store to bring dip in. And so she gave me my big break. And because she was so well respected and well loved among other refill stores, other ones started to bring it in. And I've now, my entire network of refilleries has come from Good Bottle Refill Shop in New Jersey.
Oh, wow. The wildest thing you've ever done for your business?
The wildest thing I ever did was build my own factory. Like that was so crazy. Like looking back, like I have no business. I already feel silly calling myself a business owner. And then suddenly now I am a factory owner. But it was the craziest thing, the scariest thing, and the most rewarding thing. I love my team there. They're also really, really fun people. So, but it's great.
Well, Kate, going from creating your product to the factory, to the board meetings, to the titles, what has been the most fun for you?
Oh man, the most fun for me is, so I visit stores around the country, and sometimes I go to these stores and people ask me to autograph a box, and I always think that's so funny because like they love it so much that they want me to sign something, and that is the biggest compliment I think ever. That someone loves what we made and what it took me a long time to build and a long time to perfect, and someone loves it enough to even show up at a party where I am and ask me to sign a box. It's unbelievable. It's so cool.
Can you show the box for all my video
Yeah.
watchers? Because
Yeah.
I think the box is cute. It's just a little box, and I think it's cute.
Like if you can see, yeah, these are 2 conditioner boxes.
And we can see them the right way because I have it set so that they can see it the right way.
Perfect. So you can do it.
So you are dipping the right way.
Okay, perfect. Yeah, they're so cute. If you see them on a shelf in a store, it's like a rainbow. And they're pastel, and they're kind of a nod to the late 80s, early 90s color palette. As My Little Pony kid, Sweet Valley High, I loved all of those things. So yeah, it's very much inspired by the late 80s aesthetic.
And what flavors do you have for the soap bars?
So we have coconut and almond, which is the yellow one. We have wild sage and vetiver, which is orange. We have tangerine and honeydew, which is blue. We have rose and matcha, which is green. We have mimosa and sandalwood, which is in a gray box. And we have rosewater and jasmine, which is pink. Tobacco and driftwood, which is in a tan box. And then we have fragrance free. So no scent at all.
So how did you come up with the flavors?
Oh, well, so I watched people buy shampoo and conditioner for a very long time. So just go in different places, like a CVS or a hair salon or wherever. And I watched people, what they would do is they'd take the shampoo bottle, they'd open it, they'd smell it, and then they'd read it. So it's like, oh, the thing that people care about the most is scent. And so I went and, because I've been in beauty for a long time, I know like you want like a musky one, you want a gourmand one, you want the floral one. So you want different kinds of scents. And that was a really fun part of the development was I worked with a very famous fragrance house to do very clean synthetic fragrances that were really sophisticated, because a lot of the times when you're working with hair care, you want kind of a symphony of scents, and not something that is just like, a lot of times in sustainability, you see just like lavender, and to me, lavender smells like what I clean my floors with. And so I didn't want that on my head. I wanted to keep, because I'm trying to take people away from really expensive hair care. You have to keep that experience. The experience is a 365 senses thing, maybe not taste, 4 senses.
I'm like you. Lavender puts me to sleep.
Yeah.
It's not something that's refreshing. It's kind of calming. It's kind of like a candle, right? You light up a candle. It's not something that I would want.
Well, it's in everything.
So you have lavender in what?
I don't have lavender.
You don't have lavender.
No lavender here.
No lavender. You also sell other things besides the soap bars. What else do you sell, Kate?
Sure. I sell hair and body dry oil. So that's this. If you can see. Oh man, it's getting really blown up.
There we go. We got it nice and clear.
I have that. And so what's cool about this is that it's multi-use. So you can put it in your hair to refresh the scent. If you don't shower every day, just put it in your ends. It'll get rid of frizz. Or if you have curls and you want to just kind of redefine your curls, you can throw it in your hair. But what I use it for mostly is on my body. So I can put it on my arms and legs, and it dries instantly. So you can even put it on your legs, and unlike lotion that you have to wait for it to kind of absorb, it dries, and then you can put your jeans on or your leggings on in a freezing cold day right away. Oh. That's important to me anyway.
A little shot here.
Yeah.
And we got the dip. We got the dip going, right? We're dipped on.
And then something that we have for it's called an enzyme spray, and that is an upcycled plastic bottle. So plastic bottles that came from a brand that went out of business. I found out about them and I bought all of them. So I bought them all. I filled them up with this enzyme spray, and what that is a shower in a bottle. So if you have had surgery, or or you're going through moments of grief, or you have a parent that's in a nursing home and you don't think that they're washing their hair that often. It's not a very sexy product, but you can just spray it. It's wet. You spray it in your hair. You can kind of like mess it around a little bit, and then it will actually clean. Unlike dry shampoo, which covers dirt and grease, this will actually clean it. So some people can go like a full month if they can't shower with the enzyme spray. And that one, I was pretty much inspired when my mom was sick in the hospital. I was convinced they weren't washing her hair, and people would come and they'd want to like kiss her forehead. And she was so self-conscious about it because of her hair. And I was like, what? I think we can solve this problem too. I had heard about these enzyme sprays for hair. And so, yeah, I got one, I put it in the line, and it's the only thing that's in plastic, but it's fun because it's put in discarded plastic.
Well, and you're reusing, so you're
Yeah.
not making plastic. It's already been made. You're just
Yeah.
using that one. So,
I didn't create it. I'm just finding a home for it.
so how long did it take you to make that M sign?
So that is one of the few things that we don't make. But that was a good amount of time of development, probably like 6 months. It was really making sure that it did what it said it was going to do. And one of the weird uses for it that I didn't think about was that some stylists, when they do bridal hair, sometimes the bridesmaids show up like hungover with greasy hair. And so instead of like making them feel bad about it, they just like kind of spray this on their hair, hit it with a little bit of a heat, and then their hair looks completely clean, which is cool.
Oh,
Yeah. That was something I didn't know people would do, but it's got like a little cult following in the bridal hair, um, not movement. It's not a movement, bridal hair scene.
so where are you most surprised where your product is today?
I'm most surprised that that enzyme spray is actually in wig shops where a lot of people that make wigs for people that have lost their hair to cancer, they use the enzyme spray or they sell the enzyme spray to let people refresh their wig without having to wash it. That was a big surprise, and I thought it was very cool.
Well, that's what I mean, right? Like when you create a product, you don't know where it's going to end up, and then sometimes you're
Yeah,
like, "Whoa, it's here! Like they like it here."
yeah,
I can see that for the wigs because people changing their wigs. I didn't even know wigs. Like this is how closed-minded I am with wigs. I went to an event and this one lady had short hair one day, then long hair the next day, and I was just like, "How did her hair grow so fast? Like, what did she put in her hair?" And then all of a sudden, another lady came up to me. She's wearing a wig, Liz, and I'm like,
so
"Oh."
funny.
But
Yeah,
it's like her hair looked good both days. I was just like, how did her hair grow so freaking fast? Like, I didn't even think of wigs. I'm thinking wigs for people that have cancer or have lost their hair, or not just people buying hair to
yeah,
wear a wig on top of hair that they already have. So it doesn't even come to my mind. So when I seen that, I was just like, oh, okay.
yeah. Or think about all these people that are in plays or on Broadway, or you don't need to even be on Broadway. There's community theaters everywhere that have wigs. Like, just you can just spray it and clean it, and that is really nice.
Yeah. For the listeners who want to live more consciously, but without guilt, what's one easy way to start making sustainable choices today?
The easiest way is to find your refill store that's closest to you and just engage, like just see what's in there. You know, today in particular, I refilled bubble bath for my kids, the mangoes, as I said before, and chocolate chips and hand soap. I mean, like it's a pretty basic shopping trip, but it feels really, really good to know that I didn't have to buy like the Mylar bag of the chocolate chips and all of the extra plastic for hand wash. And that's the first step. Whether you want to buy dip or not is really that's not my mission. My mission is to get you into that kind of store so you can learn about it.
And what's the final message you'd like to leave everybody with tonight?
My final message is the holidays are coming up. Like, shop where you live first. I'm not saying never shop on Amazon or never shop in big box stores. Shop where you live. See if there's people in your town that, Facebook's a pretty powerful tool. See if there's anyone that makes cool stuff or sells cool stuff. I guarantee you can find someone in your town that makes like really beautiful cutting boards. There's someone in your town that probably makes really cool floral arrangements. There's all sorts of things, that people local to you do and make. And it's important to try and keep your money where you live. That's my message, especially for the holidays.
And final question for you tonight, Kate, is one thing the beauty industry is getting totally wrong.
The thing that they're getting totally wrong right now, I think, is marketing skincare to children. That's a big topic right now, and I think it's completely wrong. There's a difference between getting your kid like a fun face mask to do together, but I think they're starting to market skincare and beauty products to kids younger and younger and younger, and I just don't think that there's an upside to that.
Well, thanks for sharing that. I got little grandkids, and there is a lot of beauty products for the little ones.
Yeah. They don't need
Yeah.
it. Let them be kids.
They're already beautiful the way they are. So
Totally.
well, Kate, thank you for joining me tonight on Tea Time. I'm just going to do a closing summary of tonight's Tea Time, and then we're going to wrap it up. And I'll be back tomorrow with the next Tea Time, and we'll do this all over again. What an energizing, and insightful tea time this has been with Kate at Assaraf. Am I saying it right?
No,
Assaraf.
I
She reminded us that sustainability isn't just a trend, it's a mindset. And reinventing an industry doesn't start with perfection, it starts with courage. Kate showed us that when you lead with honesty, humor, and heart, you create a real impact, not just in business, but in the people who follow your vision. As you reflect on today's tea time, ask yourself, where am I ready to challenge the old rules in my own life? And what part of me is calling for reinvention? Thank you, Kate, for bringing your spark, your truth, and your fearless purpose to Tea Time's table. Your energy is a reminder that standing out isn't a mistake, it's a mission. So thank you, Kate, for joining me.
Thank you so much for having me here.